Good morning and welcome to the Mega News at 6 a.m. right here on MBN TV. I am Farah Ayi, and don't forget we are streaming live on our social media platforms on YouTube and Facebook at MBN 360. Let's look at the headlines.
Education Ministry orders probe into alleged sexual abuse of 14-year-old at Bogis. In business, energy sector reforms clear $1.4 billion legacy debt, save $750 million, Dr. Jinapor. And on the international front, captured Ukrainian-born soldiers tell the BBC why they fought for Russia.
Now, in our first major story, the Ministry of Education has condemned the alleged sexual abuse of a 14-year-old student with autism at Bolgatanga Girls Senior High School in the Upper East region.
The ministry said the student was allegedly sexually abused by two watchmen employed by the school. In a statement issued on Thursday, August 20, 2026, the ministry described the incident as unacceptable and stressed that schools have a duty to provide safe environments where students are protected, supported, and nurtured. The ministry further stressed that a minor cannot be held responsible for sexual abuse perpetrated against her by an adult. The Minister for Education, Haruna Idrisu, has directed the Ghana Education Service GES to immediately investigate the circumstances surrounding the alleged abuse and submit a report. The GES has also been directed to ensure that the student receives the necessary medical attention and counseling to support her recovery. Additionally, the minister has directed the service to immediately reinstate the student's boarding status. The ministry assured the student's family and the general public that all necessary steps would be taken to ensure that the matter is properly investigated and that justice is served. It described the alleged incident as a serious breach of discipline and reaffirmed its commitment to protecting the safety, dignity, and rights of every child within Ghana's education system. Meanwhile, the Ghana Education Service has interdicted the two watchmen accused in connection with the alleged assault. The two have also been handed over to police to assist with investigations. According to the GES, the student was on medication and suffered a relapse on the day of the alleged incident, requiring medical attention. The service said the alleged sexual assault occurred during that period. The GES has assured the public that the matter is being treated with the seriousness it deserves, while investigations continue to establish the full circumstances surrounding the incident.
Moving on, the civil society organization Arise Ghana has called for a stronger and sustained commitment to the fight against illegal mining, popularly known as Galamsey, warning that the menace continues to destroy Ghana's water bodies.
Speaking at a media engagement on the state of the agricultural sector, a leading member of the group, Selom Dramani Dramado, said Arise Ghana would continue to mount pressure on the government until the menace is brought under control. Some group of people cannot continue to make money at the expense of our health. So the occupants or the occupiers of the Jubilee House, I seize this opportunity to tell them that the fight against Galamsey shouldn't be done in a lackadaisical manner. It shouldn't be done haphazardly. It should be a total commitment to fight and succeed, to render that injurious enterprise a thing of the past, he said. Mr. Dramado also called for legislation to support reforms being implemented by the Ministry of Food and Agriculture. He said the group's independent assessment showed that the policies were yielding positive results, but required legislative backing to ensure their sustainability.
Lord to you for the question you asked about Galamsey. Because sometime in 2024, we staged a protest at 37 about Galamsey. That Galamsey poses existential threat to the good people of this country. As we speak now, scientific research done by some groups indicates that the ravaging and the detrimental effect of galamsey is wreaking havoc on agriculture. We indicated in our press statement, the one I read earlier, that this is agriculture. We will definitely come to talk about galamsey. And when we come to talk about galamsey, we are coming to talk about galamsey with bare knuckles, where we will be pulling no punches and taking no prisoners. We will go, if in our honest assessment, government's, implementation of fight against galamsey is a lousy one, we will call out government. Because it poses existential threats to the good people of this country. Some group of people cannot continue to make money at the expense of our health. If that will even result in overthrowing government, we must support it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Exactly. And that is where we'll do what we christened in Arise Ghana as comprehensive, organized, universal protest. COUP. Coup. So to the occupants or occupiers of the Jubilee House, I seize this opportunity to tell them that the fight against galamsey shouldn't be done in a lackadaisical manner. It should be done half-heartedly. It should be a total commitment to fight and succeed. To render that injurious enterprise a thing of the past. We will come to galamsey, and you can see I'm beginning to be passionate about this and emotional. So when that time comes, just as we've done, we will invite you.
Also coming up, a fire has gutted a house at Menchia in the Kumasi metropolis of the Ashanti region, just meters from the Menchia Palace.
The fire reportedly started at about 12:30 p.m. on Thursday, August 20, 2026, in one of the rooms before spreading to other parts of the building. Personnel from the Ghana National Fire Service were quickly deployed to the scene and worked to contain the blaze and prevent it from spreading to nearby homes and structures. The cause of the fire is yet to be established, and there is also no official information on any casualties. The incident occurred in a densely populated part of Menchia, raising concerns about the potential spread of the fire. The GNFS is expected to conduct further investigations after the fire is brought under control to determine the cause and assess the extent of the damage.
We'll take a break. After that, the business news is next. Welcome back from that break. Now in business, the Minister for Energy and Green Transition, Dr. John Abdullahi Jinapor, says ongoing reforms in Ghana's energy sector have resulted in the clearance of about $1.47 billion in legacy debt and generated significant savings for the country.
According to him, the government has also saved approximately $500 million by shifting power generation from expensive liquid fuels to natural gas. Speaking at a press briefing on Thursday, August 20, he noted that reforms to the cash waterfall mechanism have significantly improved payments to independent power producers, while negotiations with IPPs have saved an additional $250 million. Before we came to office, just about 6 billion was declared monthly into the cash waterfall. IPPs were receiving just about 42%. Because of the work we did together and the policy reforms that we implemented, today we declare close to about 15 billion every month into the cash waterfall mechanism, and almost all the IPPs receive about 100% of the invoice bills. So we are not billing arrears like it used to be. When we assumed office, the outstanding bill was about 80 billion Ghana cedis. We have also negotiated with the IPPs and we have saved about $250 million again from them. So clearly, we are making significant progress, he said. He said the reforms form part of broader efforts to stabilize the energy sector, improve financial sustainability, and reduce the cost of power generation.
Of such national importance, and I congratulate you most warmly on this significant milestone. Let me use this occasion to reiterate without equivocation government's full support for the Commission and its statutory mandate. I may tell you some secrets. I was spokesperson to then Vice President John Dramani Mahama, and the PURC was struggling financially. And I know what Nana Yahya encoded to ensure that you get the monies that you are getting today to complete this building. It wasn't easy. You had to go through a lot of consultation, consensus building. Government has taken decisive steps to restore financial viability, stability, and confidence in the sector. We have so far cleared about $1.47 billion in legacy debt alone. We moved substantially from liquid fuels to gas-fired thermal plants. In 1 year, we saved $500 million from import substitution, moving from liquid fuels to gas, and that is quite significant. But more importantly, and a couple of weeks ago, I was listening to my brother. When they are not happy with me, they don't call me comrade. But when they are happy with me, then they call me comrade. So when they are not happy, they come to my office and I say comrade, they say, oh no, you are not part of us. And he was alluding to some facts about declaration of monies into the cash waterfall. Before we came to office, just about 6 billion was declared monthly into the cash waterfall. IPPs were receiving just about 42%. Because of the work we did together and the policy reforms that we implemented, today we declare close to about 15 billion every month into the cash waterfall mechanism. And almost all the IPPs receive about 100% of their invoice bills. So we are not building arrears like it used to be. When we assumed office, the outstanding debt was about 80 billion cedis. We've also renegotiated with the IPPs, working with the PURC, and we saved about $250 million again from there. So clearly, we are making significant progress. But I would urge you to strengthen the regulation of your sector.
We'll take a break. After that, international news is next. Now away from Ghana, in western Ukraine, behind high walls and layers of locked gates, there are a camp full of men captured while fighting for Russia.
Many of those crouching in the shade around the edges of the prison yard were recruited from big cities like St. Petersburg and Yekaterinburg, not far from Flung, poorer regions as at the start of the full-scale invasion. But not all the prisoners are Russian. Amongst them are soldiers from Ukraine itself, the men who went to war with their own country. Interviewing prisoners of war is not straightforward to be sure they are not being coerced, first and foremost, and then to assess how openly they are speaking in the circumstances. But with no access to the military inside Russia, it is a chance to assess the dynamics of this war and explore what might motivate the men fighting it. That includes the Ukrainian-born soldiers on Russia's side. We gave everyone the right to refuse an interview and spoke to those who agreed far away from any guards and without cameras, as well as several formal interviews. I was able to talk to prisoners directly in Russia in several locations. Anton was 10 when his part of Ukraine's eastern Donbas region was taken over by forces loyal to Moscow. In 2022, when Vladimir Putin escalated to an all-out war, he turned 18 and signed up to fight immediately for Russia. I don't regret my choice. I went to defend my land. Anton insists and tells me his friends volunteered too. Then you get the SMS messages, dead, dead, dead. Other prisoners say the same, that all those they went to war with have been killed. They also say fewer people are volunteering to replace them, despite enormous sign-up fees, which suggests Putin's desire to avoid mass mobilization could soon be tested. When Ukraine captures its own citizens on the battlefield, they are put on trial for treason. But the men are then sent to POW camps along with the Russians. Officially, Kyiv still sees them as Ukrainian and treats Russia's control of their regions as temporary, but the reality on the ground is more complex. They are very pro-Russian and their national identity is very blurred, is how Petro from the Ukraine's coordination headquarters of POWs puts it. Anton certainly does not consider himself a traitor. I consider myself Russian. A country means nothing. It's all about nationality. All my family is from Russia. All my roots are from there, he says. When we wonder about his Ukrainian surname, he brushes that off as irrelevant. An entire generation born in Ukraine has now grown up under occupation with Russian schooling and media fully controlled by the Kremlin. Both have portrayed the authorities in Kyiv as Nazis and illegitimate for many years. Since the full-scale invasion, even more territory has been subjected to the same. Anton has absorbed it all and now speaks almost entirely in Russian slogans. He calls Putin my president and thinks he should push to take the rest of the Donbas, even though hundreds of thousands have already been killed trying.
Now that's all for the morning news right here on MBN TV. Let's take a look at the headlines.
Education Ministry orders probe into alleged sexual abuse of 14-year-old at Bogies. In business, energy sector reforms clear $1.4 billion legacy debt, save $750 million, Dr. Jinapor. And on the international front, captured Ukrainian-born soldiers tell the BBC why they fought for Russia.
Thanks for watching, and as always, I am Farah Ayi.